Raise your hand if you know that I'm normally long-winded. Yeah, I know you did. We're cutting right to the chase today. We got Marco on camera, and we're talking Arowax. Today we have a misfit, but you have a variety of filtration units, which I found to be really impressive. I'm going to cut to the chase. I've already said it once. Now I've said it twice. What makes you different?
Well, easy maintenance intervals, typically 12 to 18 months on the pre-filters and 2 to 3 year filter life on our consumable filters. And then we have a ton of modular and integration options. So from standard mounts as well as side mounts, we pretty well can fit onto any machine and any production.
I've talked with several of your customers, and they've all had great things to say. One of my favorites, my buddy John Grimsmo out there. I had to take my shoes off when I walked into his factory because he likes a clean shop. Utilizes your products, has that blow one as well also, which is kind of cool, right? And I've been to a lot of areas where they do talk exactly what you just said. Ease of filtration change, how quick it can be done instead of hours. Something else I've learned when it comes to distributorships, as we're an Eagle right now, is that they don't have a lot of time and resources to devote to going out and servicing these things, right? So when they sell it, they want it to be almost so user-friendly, and you guys have made it user-friendly for everyone out there.
Absolutely. So if you take a look at the unit at the front, there's 4 bolts that come out. Those are your pre-filters. They're mechanical elements, like I mentioned, 12 to 18 months. Typical wash down with a power washer or utilizing a parts washer if you have it available. Those guys get put back in the machine. And then typically 2 to 3 years on a standard coolant application with your fiber bed filter.
I'm going to flip this a little bit, Marco, because I think it's important for everyone to understand. As we've already said, the ease of use. We know we need filtration, right? Mm-hmm. How many of you out there right now feel like you don't have enough good people in your shop? You're having a labor shortage or a skills shortage. You're having a crisis. We don't have enough people coming into manufacturing. One thing I've learned, Marco, and one thing I've learned about the Arowax products, a clean shop is an inviting shop. If I have 2 shops across the street from each other, one of them's clean and one of them's not, guess which one I'm applying to? It's going to be that. So what do you think about making sure that the shops are clean out there and good for our lungs and breathable? So we work every day, day in and day out. We go home not smelling to the ones we love when we get to our house.
Absolutely. What's the saying? If you love what you do, you go to work in the morning, right? So happy operators equal a happy production team. The other thing we also forget about is a lot of these facilities now are climate-controlled facilities. I know the answer, especially in the Texas areas, will open up the fans. But when you're getting the 110, 115 in the summer, it's not ideal. So what this allows you to do, and what we do very effectively, is we purify the air within the system. So not only are you going to get your mist and smoke issue solved, you'll still have your clean services in the shop, but you're also going to have the ability to have clean air pushed back onto your facility, not have any of that excess mist on your surfaces, on your control panels. Now you're not having to spend money on downtime on these machines as well. So yeah, I think it's very important. I think that's one thing that we also help to add to with the Aeroex brand.
I've been into a lot of shops. I've seen a multitude of different filtration units out there, let's say, right? I've heard a ton of complaints. They break down, they got to replace them so often, the filtration goes bad. It's not working like it's supposed to after a little while. I mean, the complaints are they stack up over time, right? Mm. I've not really heard those complaints from your units and all the shops that I've been to, hundreds, if not thousands of shops at this point. And when I think about that, and I think about all the quality that goes into your products, it's got to be more expensive, right? We're paying a premium price for all of these upgrades, aren't we?
You would think so.
I would think so.
But honestly, we try to keep ourselves pretty well in the middle of that price range compared to our competitors. And at the end of the day, this is not a sexy addition in a shop. It's almost an afterthought, especially depending on, like we talked about, if you have complaints from your employees or your office employees, whatever it may be. But we really try to develop a system with the customer in mind. And we try to keep it as simple as possible. From that maintenance perspective, at the end of the day, it's kind of a set it and forget it application. You can confidently set your PM on those 12 to 18 month intervals, and on your second time in, clearing out those mechanical element filters, then you can start looking at replacing your third stage filters. We have a wider range of customers. John Grimsmo, I know he hasn't even replaced filters yet on some of those systems that he has. So.
Well, you, my friend, would be a sexy addition to a shop. But speaking of sexy additions, you actually have expanded your constant growth at Arowax as people are believing more and more as they see it. You know, marketing's an important thing, and you guys do a wonderful job of marketing, but once you market, you have to have quality to go with it, and you guys 100% have that quality. You've recently expanded into my home area, in the area of Florida, right? You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think your sales pitch on the Florida area definitely worked on us. But
You're welcome, Eric.
yeah, we've expanded into Clearwater, Florida. Now we have a shipping and distribution assembly facility there, and you know, with the goal of getting bigger, right? We have our shop. We have 3 facilities currently in Canada. We've added this 4th facility now, and you know, we're kind of going to be the Thanos of the mist collection game, and we're going to add more facilities as we can and grow out more.
Thanos, huh? Well, don't snap your fingers and make half of us disappear. That would
Just missed.
Just missed.
Just missed.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, my friends, you've seen videos before where we talk about Arowax. It's important that we reiterate because shops are continuing to grow. We want to invite more people in. We want our shops to be clean. We're realizing how important digitalization is inside of our shops. Along with 5-axis machining and automation, filtration goes right along with that. We want to breathe. We want to live. We want to be able to enjoy ourselves while we're working in our facilities and not go home with our cars and families stinking like a coolant mist. Yeah, I used to stink. I'm not even going to go into that. I'm having PTSD at the moment. All right, interview's over. My PTSD is kicked in. Yeah. But Arowax is one of those places. Give them a call. Give them a shout. Constantly growing. And definitely something that is ease of use and high quality.